There we go. We are ready. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to show number 65 of the JVology show. My name is Jay Fazette, and I am the founder of JVology. Let me change this so you can see it. The perfect mix of people, fun, and profit. And the JVology show is one of the ways in which JVology brings our brilliant community members together to share what they do, who they are, how they serve with the rest of our community, and of course, the entire world. And today I have my dear friend Robin with me. How are you today, Robin?
Hey, Jay, I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
I am getting moving. Yeah, yesterday was a holiday and we probably stayed up a little too late, but I'm glad to be here.
Fun. That's great. Canada Day.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, actually. So for those of you who don't know about JVology, there's this show is just one of the many ways in which we serve and support entrepreneurs to redesign their business model so that they have a steady stream of perfectly qualified free leads at the front end of their business, one of the most challenging and difficult things that entrepreneurs face, and recurring passive income at the back end of their business, all through strategic joint venture partnerships that fundamentally do this: serve our clients better, build us an entrepreneurial safety network, and actually have a whole hell of a lot more fun in our businesses. So we do that through live events like JVology Live. We've got one coming up in September online. You can still attend from the comfort of your own home. We do things like JV Launchpad, where we help people build out the technology and the structure and all of the pieces that are necessary there. We have a membership community called the Global Lounge, where twice a month, members from all over the world come together and do joint venture invitations and get training from some of the smartest and most brilliant human beings on planet Earth, like Robin. So we do everything in that domain. And if you're interested in finding out more about us, I will put the link in the chat. Now, that, however, is not the main reason that we are here today. We are here today to talk to Robin, who has a brilliant idea and there we go. I just got to find my little video here. I'm trying to do two things at once. Who has a brilliant mastermind that complements the whole joint venture process incredibly well. So I am going to play our video, and then when we come back, Robin is going to fill us in on what she does, who she does it with, and how that works. We'll be right back. Oh, we'll be back faster than I thought we would. Brace. All right. So, Robin, happy July 2nd. I guess you guys have a holiday coming up right away as well.
Yeah, tomorrow is the official day off, right? Friday and then Saturday, 4th of July. We're ready.
Awesome. Okay, so let us dive in because I could say a whole bunch of things about you. You and I have been working together since our original Mastermind to Millions brand. But Why don't you give everybody sort of the background of what brings you to what you're doing today?
Sure, absolutely. So what I've got going on today is a really cool joint venture mastermind community. And kind of the way I got here is that since I was a kid, I've just loved bringing people together. And I was kind of reflecting last night, like, what did that look like? So when I was really little, it was organizing Kick the Can and neighborhood block parties, when I was really pretty little, getting people together at my mom and dad's house. I'm sure they loved that. Lots of fun with the neighbors. And then as I got a little bit older, good, we're really live now.
There we go.
I'm like looking at that going, we're not live, but I see us live. Yeah. When I got a little bit older in junior high and high school, I was class president and organized, you name it, swimming parties, and in high school, proms and picnics and a senior trip to Disneyland, and the night we graduated, a cruise on the San Francisco Bay. So I know, no chaperones. I don't know how we got away with that. 218-year-olds on a cruise ship in the San Francisco Bay who was drunk. Yeah. So I've got great stories. Anyway, that's another whole show. But awesome. So I just love bringing people together in communities and having fun with them. And I had a big music and dance studio for over 20 years. And so it was the same thing, right? Bringing people together, letting everybody express themselves, putting on recitals and overnight lock-ins with 4-year-olds. That's another story as well. Lots of fun. And for the past 5 or 6 years, I've been running my own mastermind and live events, and I love it. And as I'm out there in the world working with different entrepreneurs, doing coaching and masterminds and things like that, what I realize is a lot of them want a community where they can do masterminds and where they can come together and have some fun. JVology is absolutely wonderful, and they have a lot of fun there. But if they want a mastermind where they actually get hot seats in 3 hours with other brilliant purpose-led entrepreneurs and be in that kind of community where every week they can pitch their offer to partners and do some mingles. I just, it kind of downloaded on May 4th and I went, wow, that's a beautiful compliment, and it's what people really want.
So let's back up the bus, because you and I have been doing mastermind since perhaps the beginning of time. So let's just talk, like, what is a mastermind? What is a hot seat? What is different about that than, say, a networking event or something along those lines? Just because I think, unfortunately, people just lump all that stuff together, and it is so different.
Yeah, totally. It's totally different. So I learned to do masterminds from you, Jay, and they've morphed a little bit. They've morphed a little bit over time because it's a testing ground, right? And so you've got to find what really works. And so I counted up yesterday. I think I'd forgotten to add in the mini masterminds, the WCCs, but it's over 200 that I facilitated in the last 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And so I have a way that I love to do them, but basically there's a bit of a check-in, and then there's a hot seat. And the hot seat is like dedicated time to one person, and everybody's there and listening, and we're listening to the goal or the issue that they're coming with, like a goal or an issue, not a zillion, and the blocks or barriers, why they haven't resolved it or reached it, the kind of support they're looking for from members, and the outcome they want right now, and like the big outcome. And so to me, it's the whole idea that Napoleon Hill talked about, right? Like when you get more than a couple people together, you've got like this brain, this third mind where stuff just comes out, and people just have these, they say things they didn't know they were going to say. And there's this collaboration and excitement, and answers come and ideas come. And that's why I call myself, I have it here, a possibilitarian, because that's what happens.
I want to get that up full screen. Just 1 second.
Yeah. Possibilitarian. I love that word. I've been calling myself that for a long time, because that's what I love to think about, or what are the possibilities? And that's what I see happens in a true mastermind, where people get to bring in and collaborate with the brilliance in the room to get answers that they're looking for, and answers they never by themselves would have come up with, So that's how I see the kind of mastermind I do. It's this huge opportunity to draw from the quality people that are in the room with you. And it doesn't matter. I've kind of learned it doesn't matter if it's a 10-minute hot seat or it's a 50-minute hot seat. The people that are in my mastermind around music, they always get a 50-minute hot seat. Yep. And sure, we can go deeper, but those 10-minute, 20 minutes ones, wow, it's just like dynamite.
Yeah,
I love it.
Shakes.
Super fun.
Well, I think it changes people's context. Like it's in terms of, I was reading your prep form, the whole thing about being the Lone Ranger, and this idea of, as entrepreneurs, is that we're pretty good problem solvers, or we wouldn't end up in this domain. And at the same time, that often just becomes this self-referencing loop, that we're the ones who caused the trouble. We're probably not the one who's going to navigate ourselves out of it too easily. We really need some external support, perspective, and ideas to actually blow some of those old, let's call them those old problems that we co-create away. I love that.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the structure of the mastermind. And I know that you have an information link here, which while you do that, I am going to pull up for us, so we can take a peek at it.
Sure. Yeah. So the group is called the Connective Collective, JV Mastermind. And there are several components in order to get people who are either eager and committed and ready, but they just need some support, and they need some fresh ideas, and they need some assistance. That's not like training modules. We're not doing that, but they've got a mastermind, 2 masterminds a month that they could attend. And if they come, they have to stay for the whole thing. So it's truly not a drop-in. It's like a mastermind, right? And then they have 2 JV mingles, which are what we did in JVology, the speed dating for entrepreneurs, basically. It's super funny. I was talking to somebody on LinkedIn yesterday and asked him if he was interested. He said, I'm especially interested in speed dating. I'm like, wait, no, this is for entrepreneurs, not that. And then every week there's a pitch fest where people can come in and either pitch an offer and get feedback on the literal offer, or they can pitch to potential partners. So we get to see each other on a regular basis and get to refine and get feedback, and to literally, maybe find those partners who say, whoa, that's a great concept. It works well with me. And then once a month we have a mixer where everybody just gets together and we get to see everyone who's in the group. So the intention is it's an application process, because I'm looking for particular mindset of abundance and I'll go first and open heart, open hand. I'm looking for people who are actively pursuing their purpose through their business, not just thinking about it. I'm not really wanting people who've never sold anything and don't know how to, like, that doesn't really serve the group. So looking for a particular mindset and somebody who's really inspired by what they do and really just wants to ramp the impact or amplify their message through equitable exchanges, equitable partnerships.
That is a very important point, because
I've been around the block. I've been doing joint venture partnerships. Even when I had my big studio, we had partnerships with the Chamber of Commerce and the flower shop down the street and the printer, and a lot of different businesses worked with us, and we did a lot of referrals. And so I've done it that way. And then I've also done it in the online environment. And it's I love to think about getting to know people and making those micro commitments and testing and believing the results that you get with people. Like, oh, if they do it this way, they probably do everything this way. So is this a genuinely equitable exchange? Because to me, that's super important.
Yeah, and it's one of the pieces that, of course, at JVology, this well, but for those of you watching, you may not. One of my core values in our organization is a joint venture is a game of I'll go first. And I think that that's one of those pieces that helps to sort of gauge and develop what is equitable, what is fair, what is contribution, how does that look? Because sometimes people get a little me focused. It's like, what can you do for me? And that has to transpire. Very cool. So big picture, like this whole idea of masterminding with JVs and all of those elements. When you describe to me so they have the equitable piece. They've got a proven product or service. Is there a sort of length of time in business? Is there a technological foundation that they need to have in place? Any of those sorts of things? And by the way, I just remembered this. Gang, I got to do a little sidebar. So gang, we share these things all over God's Green Earth on Facebook and those sorts of things. But if you're not watching on the broadcast page, we can't see your comments. So if you want to ask Robin a question or me a question or make a comment or any of those sorts of things, I need you to, on the little video you're watching, it probably says J Fazette just above it. If you click on J Fazette, it'll take you to the broadcast page. And then if you want to share anything or ask us anything, you can put it in the chat window. And we're happy to respond and support in any way, shape, or form that we can. And on that note, I put the link to your page in the chat window as well, gang. If you want to go check out Robin's page and see what the application looks like and all those sorts of things, scoot on over there. So back to my question, which is there a length of time in business? Is there a certain degree of technological sophistication? Do they need to have a couple of things in place? Let's talk about the profile, because what the gang doesn't know watching, but you and I know more than perhaps we'd like to even admit, is that the caliber of a mastermind is always determined by the quality of the people in the room. And I know that you know this and that you put lots of time and energy into that. So why don't we sort of paint that picture a little further?
Well, when people apply, they have to say who they are. They need to let me know if they have a website, if they have an opt-in, if they have tech hooked up, if they have an affiliate link. I want to know all of that because I'm looking for balance in the group. I'm really happy to have people come in and identify themselves as an E, eager and committed, right? As an I, in process, and P as a pro, so that we can see as people hop into the group, if they identify themselves that way, then we can say, wow, I love what he's doing, but he's eager and committed. He's not in process. So I actually believe so much in what he's doing that I'm willing to mentor him a little bit, right? I'm willing to grow the relationship. But if we have a mastermind, and right now we just have 2 a month, I envision having probably 8 a month, and having people in particular masterminds that this is the eager and committed, and we're still working on the basics. And this is the pro, where we're working on high level conversations around products and delivery and mailing lists and offers and different levels. So I'm making sure that people identify themselves, because I'm not opposed to having new people, because that's there are diamonds there, right?
Yep.
But I also want it to be, like I said, equitable exchanges. I don't want to be anybody's lifeboat, and I have been, and I'm not interested. I'm not saying don't get on. I'm just saying I'll throw you this like little dinghy over here, and you hop in there and you just like trail along and watch what we're doing. So it's very important to me that I know who's in, because again, just like you said, Jay, there's nothing more frustrating than being in a true mastermind where you're the smartest person, right? You don't want to be the smartest person. You want to feel like you're being sharpened, like you're being offered brand new ideas and concepts that come from somebody, and you're like, wow, never occurred to me. So it is really important that it's fine to have the new people, and I'm happy to do some special things with them. And I want those people that are getting close to be in the group and welcome, but the people that are on it, I'm going to make sure that we're seeing who each other are and appropriately participating that way. Does that make sense?
It 100% does. And, it's one of the pieces, which, and I know you know this book, but I'll, for goodness sakes, fell out of my head. The whole thing about community and relate and change or die. There we go. One of the things they say about the community that is so important is that in all communities, there has to be some people who are ahead of you and some people who are behind you, and that we are actively engaged in the process of both receiving support and giving support. And and it goes back to the equitable relationship piece you were talking about, because it's the equity has to be not just in the exchange for the joint venture. It has to be in the participation, the engagement, the enrollment, the contribution, the capacity to actually receive as well as support. So that makes perfect sense to me as well. Awesome.
Yeah. So, as the group grows, it might be, it's going to evolve, and there are going to be some things that become clearer about how to identify. But that, if I have a challenge, that's probably going to be the biggest challenge as the group grows, is keeping some kind of balance, and then making sure that people are really clear about who each other are, so there's no confusion. To me, that clarity of, yes, this is who I am, this is where I am, and here's where I want to go, and I'm eager and willing and committed. And so then, my recommendation for a lot of the people that come in like that are, you need to go to JVology, because you're going to get the training that, I'm not going to be doing all of that in the group. I'm going to be referring them to you or into the global lounge, and so that they get what they need in the way that you train people, because you're training, JVology is brilliant. It always is. You always are so amazing at delivering real content that people, get the clear picture of, this is where I actually am, and here's what I need to do next. So I'm relying on JVology and you, Jay, to help the people that come in that are eager and committed, but just need to know what the steps are.
Yeah. And I'm really excited about this collaboration. And as our platform develops and grows, that's going to be a tool that your mastermind will use, that a bunch of other joint venture communities will use as well, that will help us cross-pollinate and really identify where those steps and stages are.
Yeah,
which, knock on wood with this COVID world, that we can start getting through to some of those pieces ASAP. So talk to me a little bit about, so are all the masterminds run online, or is there going to be a physical component, or how are you coping or adapting with the pandemic insanity, let's say?
Well, my mastermind has always been online. The one I've been doing I think we're getting close to the end of the 6th year. I've kind of lost track, but it's always run online because I work with people from all over the world. They're all musicians. They all own their own music studios. So totally used to the online environment. However, every year I have a live event. And so people fly in from everywhere for the live event, which this year is online. So yeah, I'll miss that physical component, but my dream will be to have some live events where the people in the Connective Collective get together in person. And as you know, Jay, I am the global lounge host in Seattle. Yahoo!
Yahoo!
And so I really hope to get a lot of locals involved in my Connective Collective so that we can get together and have them participate in the Global Lounge Live. I miss the live stuff for sure. You can't quite have the same level of a party or a gathering when you're sitting, in your office having a glass of wine with a bunch of other people in an office having a glass of wine. It's great, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful we have this technology so that we can get together. But yeah, I mean, of course, there will be an in-person component when we can.
That's awesome. Love that. And I know you and I are similar in that space. Is like I just need to shake somebody's hand and give them a hug. Like it was so nice in the last little while here in Canada. Well, since JVology Live in June, actually. So we had a film crew in the house. Krista was up from Florida, all those sorts of things. So it was just nice to see human beings. And then a couple of nights ago, a whole bunch of the JVology crew, we went out for dinner, and it was actually at a place that looked normal. There wasn't all the rest of it. And then we had Canada Day yesterday, and it's like in the last, I would say 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, it's actually feeling damn near normal. Not quite, but damn near.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're not quite there in Seattle.
I understand that. Come hang out in Canada.
Interesting few months, and some unexpected turns of events, right? With the CHOP district and all of that. So yeah,
all
interesting.
Cool. Okay, so
no events downtown for now.
I missed that one piece.
No live events downtown Seattle for now.
No. So I wanted to share the page here again. And I just want to encourage absolutely anyone here who really gets the idea of, I want what I'm going to call in-depth masterminding and some guidance in the masterminds. And let's be clear about this, is that all masterminds are not created equally. Robin actually coached our program, which was called Mastermind to Millions. And it's the Launch Your Mastermind 90-day bootcamp and lead. She was one of our earliest clients and one of our very best coaches, helping entrepreneurs, experts, authors, intellectual property entrepreneurs position, launch, and lead their own masterminds. So here's the truth of the matter, is that if you want to be in a mastermind, do it with somebody who knows what the hell is going on. And I can give you my word that Robin does. And she runs a tight ship. She knows what the evaluation and the acceptance and the application process is to make sure the right people in the room to serve you. And if that is what you're looking for, and here's the truth of the matter, is that we all should be looking for that. We all need deeper, more meaningful and connected communities to thrive as entrepreneurs, particularly now. I just want to wholeheartedly encourage you to go to the page, check it out. Where's the application piece? I saw it just a little bit ago. Go down to the spot where it says apply now and jump in. Like that, you should do that, as simple as I can possibly say it. So Robin, last word to you about who you're looking for, why they should leap at this now, because I think there's also a bit of a special offer going on right now as you're in the midst of launching this. Yes, it will be $197 a month beginning in September, but if you jump in now, it's $97. And I have 14 spots left. The first 20 people that are in get it for a lifetime for $97 a month. So I've got 14 spots left. I think we got 6 people in that we just started yesterday. I announced it last week, and I've got people lining up, and I've got pending applications. So if you're interested, you can be one of the founding members, and I'd love for you to be there. If you're
ready for some really strong support and to craft some deep relationships. And, you know, part of it too is just that mindset stuff that gets in the way. When you're in a group and people know what you've got going on and you go silent, hey, you know, people notice, and you get that kind of real support because you're not just there for a week, you're in. And you get people who love you and care about you and really want to work with you, support you.
That makes a monumental difference. All right. Well, thank you for being with me. Enjoy your 4th of July as much as one can in the middle of this.
Thank you. It'll be good. It'll be quiet.
All right. Take care, Robin, and really looking forward to working with you with the Global Lounge and serving and supporting the mastermind of yours. And we will talk soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Jay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.